Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? Hey. So, breaking news, which is actually kind of cool because I get to use my new rig, the little stabilizer I have, although it may shake a little bit. Hopefully, it's not too much. Oh, man, it's cold in D.C. Anybody in D.C., man, stay warm, yo. It is cold. It's literally like 18 degrees out here, but it's hot on the YouTube channel because hot off the press. Todd Archer is reporting that the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and the mob are not, all right? They are not expected to give Jerry's son, Jerry's other son, expected to give Jason Garrett an extension. So what does this mean? Well, right now there's a lot going on. There's been a lot announced today, obviously. The news broke, which we kind of all knew, and we had an inkling, more or less, or we had an idea that Kellen Moore would be the offensive coordinator. So that news broke today. But this news and this article, and let's really unlock this Todd Archer. Okay, so Todd Archer is a very, very credible Cowboys reporter. He's been a reporter for years, right? And Todd Archer is one of those guys. He's not clickbait. He's not built on, you know, hearsay. I mean, if he has a source, as long as he's been covering the Cowboys, if Todd Archer has a source, then you can pretty much take that source to the bank. So what does that mean? Well, let's listen to Jerry Jones and let's kind of see what is he saying. So he's saying Garrett's been good, but he has Garrett. I said Garrett. Garrett's been good, but he hasn't been good enough. That was what I took from the interview and the read. And, you know, Jerry says a lot, and he talks a lot. So sometimes it's really hard to get a read on Jerry. But the biggest thing is Jerry Jones wants to win football games, right? And I think Cowboys fans want to win football games, right? So now we got to say and find out, what does this mean for Jason Garrett? So Jason Garrett will be coaching for his job in 2019. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? That's a lot of pressure. But it's pressure to be an NFL coach. I thought with what Jason Garrett did, taking a 3-5 team, incompetent offensive coordinator, let's be honest. I mean, the reins were taken from Jason, and he was able to make do and get this team basically, and we don't know what hand he had in the Amari Cooper trade, but he pretty much was coaching for his job all last year. Now he's for sure coaching for his job this year. So Cowboys fans may get what they want. I will be honest and say, while I'm not so happy with Jason Garrett, you know, the clapper, as everybody likes to call him, it could be worse. It could be Jay Gruden. It could be some of these coaches who have no idea on how to run a franchise, or, excuse me, not how to run a franchise. That's part of the problem in Dallas, the franchise, but on how to run an org and coach men, because you can't coach NFL players how you coach, you know, college players. And that's why I think a trend will be, you know, a lot of college coaches will start getting hired. But what they'll figure out is, unless you have a culture, and that's what I think a lot of orgs, and that's where a lot of orgs really miss, you know, they miss the buck, they miss the billing. There's a difference between a culture and an organization. New England has a culture. Seattle has a culture. A couple other good organizations have a culture. Dallas doesn't really have a culture, right? They're known for, you know, the big lights and the big stadium, and everything's bigger in Texas. But, I mean, we're not known for being hard-nosed. Had some of that this year. We're more known for being finesse. And ultimately, we're known for big games being played in our stadium, and the Cowboys aren't really in those big games. So, what does this mean for Jason Garrett? Will Jason Garrett sabotage the season? Like, when I first read the headline, obviously Adam Schefter and then Todd Archer, and Adam Schefter confirmed everything via Todd Archer. when I first read the headline, the first thing that I thought was, man, I hope Jason Garrett doesn't sabotage the season. Like, man, I hope it's not one of those years where Jason's like, you know what, I'm already out the door. I don't know what's going to happen this year. I'm out. And I'm not going to, you know, put my best foot forward. Could this be a situation where who knows who's going to be the head coach? Is the head coach on the team? Is it a Chris Richard where, you know, we saw some of his leadership and his passion, but, you know, Richard isn't devoid of mistakes. Let's not act like this defense didn't get shredded in the playoffs. Let's not act like, you know, there were times when, you know, DB play wasn't the best. It was good. The DB play was great. And the switch and what he was able to do with Byron Jones, that was special. But there were also times, you know, when Chris Richard's defense, I'll say the playoffs, I just didn't think that the defense was as prepared as it should have been. So what does all this mean? This is a lot to digest. I thought for sure, I'll be honest, I thought for sure that Jason Garrett would get an extension. Seeing as to how he was able to put together basically a comeback of a season, and you can always void a contract. So he was, and you can fire a guy with a contract even if you're still paying him out. It happens all the time in the NFL. So it's news, but I think it kind of just sends a message to Jason, like, you know, good, but we got to take it up. And I think that's all that Cowboys fans want, but it's a part of the process. It's a part of drafting, all right? So Zeke will be in year 4. Dak will obviously be in year 4. Everybody that Jason Garrett has his stamp on, all his Garrett guys, are now in their quote-unquote prime. Zach Martin is a Garrett guy. Travis Frederick, Garrett guy. You know, Tyron Smith was Jason Garrett's first draft pick. So all of these guys that, let's be honest, Jason Garrett picked, it's time for you all, for them as players, to really help Jason Garrett. Like, I'll be honest, if the Cowboys don't get to the NFC Conference, you know, championship, then hell, maybe even the Super Bowl, Garrett's probably gone. That's a lot of pressure. But I'm just saying, though, and I'm saying this now, if the Cowboys don't do that, Jason Garrett's probably gone. Like, and again, because one playoff game isn't enough. It won't be enough this year. You now have the receiver on the outside and Amari Cooper. That's why this draft is going to be huge. You may even see, hell, you may see now Jason Garrett be a little bit more aggressive in the draft. I'm coaching for my job. I got to go get a day one guy. I got to go get a day one. I can insert him. I may go trade up now and get the tight end. Maybe they may go draft TJ Hawkinson. You know what? I don't need this third-round pick. I'm going to package a third and a fourth, get into the first round and go get the back of the first round and go get TJ Hawkinson. The Cowboys really could do that now because guess what? Jason Garrett is officially coaching for his job. I don't think there's any more, this is my son, and I'm 100% behind Jason Garrett. Jerry Jones, rather, is getting older. I think he kind of sees the writing on the wall. And I think that he really sees a lot of these teams turning around orgs, and a lot of these young coaches turning around orgs in a short period of time. So, to me, this is big. Like, this is very big news. I want to know what you guys think about it. And hell, Jerry's son, Jason, you're on the hot seat now. Like, for real, you're on the hot seat. So, you guys let me know what you think about it. I want to hear your guys' takes. It's your boy, Foots the King, as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. Creep my music on iTunes, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, by Foots and Coles. You guys have been showing so much love. Make sure you guys keep doing that. All the information is in the bio. I'm still working on my mock draft. I wanted to put something together realistic for you all, so stay patient with me. Going to be doing another giveaway. You guys know the giveaways come. I gave away a bunch of shirts. I'm going to keep doing that, all because I love you. So, share this video, like this video, subscribe. Peace. Jason, are you safe or are you not?